Welcome back, you guys, to another Madden 23 Lions franchise, and this week we are playing against the Arizona Cardinals, who are 4-3. Before we get into the game, we have a couple things to go over. So the first thing is the weekly awards, and Isaiah Simmons ended up getting Player of the Week for the NFC for 5 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. He had an amazing game, despite the fact that we ended up losing to the Giants. And then we actually have something for a breakout linebacker, and it's for Baron Browning. So I'm excited to see this. Let's see. He needs to get 250 total yards is what we need to hold the Cardinals to, or he needs to get 1 interception, a forced fumble, tackle for loss, or a sack. Here is what the lineup is currently looking like. If you guys didn't check out the last video, we kind of went over some of the prospects in the upcoming draft a little bit, and we're going to touch on some of like the athletes or the wide receivers or halfbacks that we might be looking at as well in this video. But right now, here is what the lineup is looking like. So Jake Zimmer is the starting QB, 78 overall with the boosts. Ramondre is our starting halfback. Hebert is our third stringer right now. He may eventually get moved up to number 2 spot because Cordarrelle really has not had very good production. He's averaging like slightly over 1 yard per carry. Juszczyk is at fullback. Jameson is at the wide receiver spot with Cooper Kupp. And then the wide receiver 3 right now is Calvin Austin, but Antoine Andrews is actually going to get pushed up to wide receiver 3. The O-line is looking pretty solid still. Going over to the defense, we got Christian Harris, the middle linebacker 2 spot, Kenneth Murray Jr., Max Crosby, Baron Browning, who is trying to get his star dev in this game, and then Ryan Neal is actually starting at free safety, not Pat Hopkins. On the D-line, Trey Hendrickson and DeMarcus Lawrence, and then Brandon Williams at D-tackle. At the corner spot, it's Surtain and Woolen, who just recently got his star development as well, and then Eric Stokes. So one thing I noticed looking at the halfbacks, first thing was there's only one halfback projected to go first or second round, and then 1 second to third, and everything after that is third to fourth, and then day 3 running backs. So the halfback class is not super deep. We also can't tell right now what people's 40s are. We can just tell whether or not they have, solid to good or, elite speed and that sort of stuff. We can't tell specifics right now because we're going to have to wait for the combine and that sort of stuff. We can tell like some of the other skills, so like carrying and trucking and vision like that. But we're going to go ahead and wait on looking at other halfbacks and wide receivers until we do have some more information or a little bit more scouting on specific players. Because right now we can't really make a great judgment call on players we kind of want to look at more closely. Aside from the fact that like we can rule out power backs, because I'm not looking for a power back per se. I'm looking for more of a receiving, elusive back, or a playmaking wide receiver. All right, so we're going to look at a little bit of some player re-signings because we just recently re-signed Patrick Surtain and Trey Hendrickson. We are down to 16 mil in cap space, so that's going to limit kind of who we can re-sign. Obviously, I think our number one re-signing goal is to get Tariq Woolen back, and we can wait on some of the other veteran players. And Cordarrelle, I don't think we're going to be re-signing him after the season unless he gets a significant pay cut. But Eric Stokes would be our number 2 kind of incentive to re-sign after Tariq. For now, I'm going to see if I can get him for 5 years at 4 mil plus 3 mil in bonus. It's medium risk. So yeah, I'm guessing he wants more, which makes sense after he just got started. He's probably going to end up wanting more. So we're going to try to continue to re-sign him. He has no interest in re-signing. I think the reason why is because no income tax. So Michigan has state income tax. It's not close to home, and it's not a scheme fit necessarily. So we can change the scheme fit, but we can't fix the other 2 things. Worst case scenario, I am never letting Tariq go, and I am willing to franchise tag him if necessary, but I would obviously prefer not to do that. Taking a look at the Cardinals, they have Russell Wilson, who is a 77 overall with Brock Purdy as the backup at a 58th. Not sure that would stay the same if things were updated right now. J.K. Dobbins at halfback with Myles Gaskin. At wide receiver, Michael Pittman and Traquan Smith and Brian Edwards. Tight end, Dalton Schultz, Okonkwo. O-line is looking pretty good. D-line is looking not that great. Michael Pierce. Trayvon Walker at left outside linebacker. They have Bobby Wagner at middle linebacker and Jermaine Pratt. They also have Zadarian Smith. So their linebacking core is pretty solid. Trent McDuffie at corner. Aside from that, their corners seem pretty weak. Nazir Adderley at free safety and Jeremy Trin at strong safety. Now, Jake Zimmer is just coming off of his worst performance of his career with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. We're going to see if we can do any better in this game. First play of the game, running with Ramondre and not picking up a single yard. The running game continues to be an issue for us. Ramondre has struggled a lot more this season than he did previously. On the screen pass, and I believe that is Lowry that eventually comes out to tackle Cordarrelle. And again, we're in a 3rd and long situation. Neither of our running backs getting any yards on the first 2 plays. We've got the underneath route, but we don't want it. We want to see if we can get it up to Juwan Johnson, and we do. Again, we have 1 more week till Quentin Posey is going to be back. On 1st and 10, in single back. We're going to go ahead and run it here. Following our blockers, and again, not getting much. Going to audible out, see if we can get it to Cooper here on this out route. And able to just get over the linebacker's head and pick up the first down. Good throw from Jake. Great route from Cooper Kupp as always. Cooper Kupp is a great safety blanket to have with a rookie quarterback. Now in single back trips here. Going to go ahead and run it here with Ramondre again. Ramondre getting 1 stiff arm off. Able to pick up a couple extra yards after contact. Now on 2nd and 4. Ramondre in positive yards. Off 3 carries finally. Juwan Johnson underneath. Almost just barely able to pick up the first down. Kind of weaving his way through 2 tacklers. Juwan Johnson's kind of impact on this team has become a lot larger since Quentin Posey has come down with an injury and he's been out for these last 5 weeks. Because I feel like Quentin Posey and Jake Zimmer did have very good chemistry. Quentin Posey is just such a great tight end anyways. So good at route running, good at blocking as well. Oh, and running the jet sweep on 2nd and inches, and Jamison taking a loss of 3 about there. So you make it 3rd and 3. Definitely a little bit of a dangerous play this close to the end zone. But on the drag, Jamison catches it this time, makes up for that loss of yards, and we do pick up the first down. Jake Zimmer 6 for 6 up to this point, and the passing game continues to work against this team. But again, they do have a really good linebacking core. Their D-line is not the best. And their corners are not very good either, so you probably want to continue to pass and attack their weakness. A little play action here. Get Ramondre rolling out. We got Cooper in the back of the end zone, and he's able to hold on to it for the touchdown. Nice pass from Jake Zimmer running out to his right, and Cooper, again, getting wide open in the zone coverage. And so we are fighting to get Baron Browning, you know, a forced fumble, a sack, a tackle for loss of some sort, trying to get him his star dev. If possible. Throwing it over the top is Russell. And that's going to be his first incompletion of the game. And Russell down to a 77 overall for the Cardinals this year. Has regressed significantly. It was only like 2 Maddens ago where he was like a 90. Watching over the top. Trying to force a fumble is Isaiah Simmons on Michael Pittman. It's going to be 3rd and 1. And that is Russell's #1 weapon on the Cardinals. He's got Michael Pittman and not a whole lot else. Dalton Schultz is a decent tight end for him. Watching that short out, watching the slant, and Russell's trying to scramble, almost able to try and force the fumble there was Browning. But Russell is able to pick up the first down on a 13-yard carry. And we're playing base coverage despite the fact that they have 3 wide receivers out here. They're in the shotgun here. Got Christian Harris out here with Kenneth Murray Jr. And it's play action. Watching over the top, or trying to. Throwing it underneath Dalton Schultz. And again, in shotgun. Trying to make sure we can get Baron Browning on the field as much as possible, along with Max Crosby. Ooh, and Dalton Schultz throws Christian Harris off of him. Gets a gain of 5. Now in I-4, actually this is pistol. In pistol, we're playing a little bit of cover 1. This looks like it's probably a run situation here. It's read option, and Russell is running. Trying to not get blocked, trying to force a fumble if possible, and we cannot. It's going to be down at the 9-yard line, and that is a mistake that we cannot make. Letting Russell run in the read option. He still has a little bit of speed, but we just can't let that happen. Right now, we got Barron on the field with Kenneth Murray Jr. in big nickel. Watching that short out by the tight end, kind of curling around. And Max Crosby and DeMarcus Lawrence combined for the sack. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 17 now. They're going to be backed up quite a ways. And on 2nd and goal, we're going to run a little cover 1 again here. The only thing I worry about in cover 1 is the potential for Russell to scramble. He's throwing it underneath, and Isaiah Simmons is there for the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. And Baron Brown is going to go on the blitz here, so that's going to give us the opportunity to potentially pick up a sack with him. If we can get some pressure and get some good coverage. Throwing it underneath to Surtain, completely baiting that pass to Brian Edwards. And Surtain, can he make it all the way? No one else is going to catch him. Brian Edwards and Russell Wilson are not fast enough, and he's taking it back from the 12 for a huge touchdown to give us a 14-0 lead. This was going to be a close game potentially if they could score in the red zone there, but that was at least a 10-point swing, if not a 14-point swing after throwing that pick six. First and 10 from the 25 in single back now, and we're still in big nickel, trying to watch the run, and Tariq is there eventually for the tackle after a gain of 4. And again, the main goal is to make sure that Baron Browning is involved as much as possible to get him his start ev. Again, another run up the middle with J.K. Dobbins. Picks up 4 more yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 here. And now they're in shotgun again. We're going to play underneath a little bit here. Might be a little bit late of the play call. Trying to get a fumble. Dalton Schultz able to pick up the first down. He's a great route runner. Got a lot of blockers out to the left, and they're going to run it to the left. But eventually, I think that was Browning that came in for the tackle. Kept it for a gain of nothing. It's going to be 2nd and 10. And we're bringing a blitz off the left side away from the running back side. See if we can get some pressure. They're running a jet sweep. It's a fake. It's play action. Dropping back into coverage. And Russell throws it backwards, but it's actually going to end up being out of bounds. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 still. And now we're going to be dropping into a cover 4. Definitely a little bit risky, considering they have a couple people running goes here. I'm watching the deep corner route. Dalton Schultz almost able to pick up the first. It's going to be 4th and 1. They are going to end up going for it here on 4th and 1. And Surtain has his X factor after that pick 6. And I trust Tariq on the left side as well. So we're going to go ahead and continue to play kind of like a cover 1 here. It's play action. We brought Eric Stokes. So there's no safety help. We forced the incompletion, though, because of Surtain's X factor, partially, I think, at least. And so we're going to get the ball here up 14-0 at the 48. On 1st and 10, running a little read option, see if we can get Zadarius Smith off balance. Running outside. Cooper can't get that block, though, so we're going to go ahead and just take what we can get. Pick up that 13-yard rush with Jake Zimmer on the keeper. And so far, this is not looking great for the Cardinals. I wanted some competition. Last game was a really difficult game, so we do need this win. I tried to throw it away, but we took the sack. Trayvon Walker, a very fast linebacker, doing a great job of getting to Jake Zimmer. But, yeah, so far, this has not been extremely close. The Cardinals are not a very good team, despite the fact that they are 4 and 3. Cooper underneath, can't get the throw off in time. It's going to be 3rd and 19. Looks like it's going to be zone, probably. The tight end in between the tackle and guard is a little bit interesting here. See if we can get it to Jamison on the outside. Runs a great double move and is able to pick up the first down. A nice route from Jamison Williams. And it ended up being man coverage. Got Cordarrelle in again here. Cordarrelle not really providing much for us in the run game, but is doing good as a receiver, but we could not get the pass off in time. Waiting for Cordarrelle to get open there, but took way too long. And on 2nd and 23, we're going to let Stephen Murphy take a run here. They do have a couple people down in the box, but see if we can make something happen. And he can't do anything either. I don't blame him specifically. It seems like we're not getting much push on the O-line. And, yeah, again, we're having a lot of trouble running the football. After our initial season where we were running it so well with Ramondre, I just don't know what has necessarily changed. Trying to drop back, throw a deep moon ball in there, and it's going to be just a little bit too far past Jamison. Trying to let him go up and kind of get it. We were facing some pressure in the pocket. And I think if it was an accurate ball, it probably would have been a touchdown. This might actually be a miss here. And yeah, shanked it left. So we're going to get nothing out of that drive. Unfortunate. Okay, we're going to drop into some cover 3 here. We're in base 3-4. They're in shotgun again. And just kind of watching these go routes. Russell trying to make something happen. Kenneth Murray Jr. able to get the sack after being in coverage. It's a great play by Kenneth Murray, kind of just covering the whole field. And they no-huddle it here. Throwing it up. Can Tariq get a pick? He almost does, but Michael Pittman plays defense on the play. 3rd and 12 now. We're going to drop into cover 3 again here. And I'm going to be Max Crosby. Watching this kind of outside route, and Russell throwing on the run, and almost a completion of Michael Pittman, but it's going to end up incomplete, and they're going to punt it back to us. All right, we got the defense a little off balance. They're kind of going right. We're going to run a little bit of a counter here and get almost no yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. Ramondre's averaging 2 yards per carry right now, and we're burning a little bit of clock. We're going to run a little play action here, but for the most part, I think this drive is probably not going to get us anywhere, except Jameson did get open on the crosser. So there's 30 seconds left, 38 seconds left. We're at the 50. Jameson doing a great job getting chunk yards so far. Been our most consistent receiver up to this point. Use check underneath. See if we can get out of bounds. We do. See if we can kind of spread them out here and empty. And they brought a blitz, and we did not pick it up, and we did not really have anything to throw it to. I was not looking at Cooper on the slant yet. I'm going to take a timeout. It's going to be 3rd and 14 now. 3rd and 14. We're going to see... Let's see. Do we have any mismatches on the outside? Looks like Juwan Howard may be open here. See if we can throw it in the seam, and we do. We do pick up the first down. We're going to call a timeout. And again, I think empty works really well for... Oh, crap. This might be a dangerous ball. Oh, but Jameson is able to catch it regardless. The DB didn't even see the ball coming. I was a little worried about that might be a pick if the DB could turn his head around there. But, yeah, empty, I think, works really well for Jake Zimmer and kind of like his ability to scramble a little bit. But Juwan Johnson streaking over the middle of the field. Oh, no, he's down at the 1. We have no timeouts left, and we can't get another playoff. He came down right at the half-yard line. We could have been, safe there and conservative and taken the field goal, but I felt like, if that was cover 2, it looked like it was cover 2. It might have been man. I couldn't really tell exactly, but I thought for sure we had a touchdown pass. I thought at least it was going to get to the end zone. All right, so the Cardinals do start the second half with the ball. We have yet to get Baron Browning really involved in this game. It's going to be play action again. We got a crosser that's wide open. And trying to force a fumble, but they do pick up chunk yards there, getting up to the 50-yard line. And that was Russell's biggest pass of the game so far. Stats are not looking too great for him. I'm going to go ahead and spread out the D-line a little bit. Try to stop him from scrambling a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a contain. They run it with J.K. Dobbins, though, because we spread it out. And they do pick up a first down on the run. And so far, they have just been chugging along on this first drive. And a single back. Trips formation again here. In cover 1. You got Eric Stokes playing safety right now. Trying to keep Pat Hopkins on the field. Off the field, I mean. Missing the tackle, though, is me. And Christian Harris eventually taking him down at the 28. And so we probably should be up by a lot more than 14 points. But there's a couple mistakes on offense. And not kind of like managing the clock correctly. Has resulted in us not taking a huge lead. Underneath, though, almost picking it off is Tariq, but Tariq did not make a play on it. You can see the ball coming from a mile away. He's staring at it, but he's just sitting behind Michael Pittman, and they're able to pick up the first down. Kind of a curious play there from Tariq again. His play rec is not the best. Running it with J.K. Dobbins, and Kenneth Murray Jr. is the last line of defense. They're able to finally pick up the tackle. Again, running some man coverage here. You have some mismatches on the outside. J.K. Dobbins running it up the middle, eventually gets tackled by Brandon Williams. All right, running a little cover 3 bear here, so Isaiah Simmons is going to be the deep coverage. I don't like that we have one of our zones in the wrong spot here. Watching underneath with Isaiah Simmons, and he picks off the flat. The pass to J.K. Dobbins, we're just baiting Russell Wilson into it, but Isaiah Simmons with great play recognition, noticing that his teammate was not in the right position to play their zone and just kind of taking over that spot, kind of just getting Russell Wilson to throw the pick right to him. The offense, again, has kind of sputtered for us, not doing a whole lot. Only 1 touchdown so far, but we have 2 defensive touchdowns off of pick sixes. So, again, when we get 2 defensive scores per game, it's going to be really hard for us to lose. And that was a big play there by Isaiah Simmons, but Patrick Surtain already had 1 pick 6 as well, off of a curl route. Thrown underneath, and it was a rub route there, but we got to it just in time. Almost another interception for Russell. Now in shotgun on 3rd and 7. And we are just ball hawks right now on defense. Trying to make sure that Baron Browning is one of those players, though. And over the middle, getting a pass out to Dalton Schultz. Probably the number 2 target for the Cardinals. But yeah, still waiting to see if we can get Baron Browning some sort of impact in this game. He is so good, and normally he does a lot of things for us, but in this game he's been pretty quiet. Russell running a QB spy, or QB draw, what am I saying? QB draw for Russell Wilson on 2nd and 6 now. And they're moving from shotgun into pistol. And we're in cover 2. A little bit of a dangerous play here. Could be abused potentially. Oh, yep. Saw it coming. Alright, now that we're a little closer to the end zone, we're going to be in some more cover 2 again here. Could be a run here by J.K. Dobbins, but we're just playing the pass right now. Watching the cross. And Russell trying to make something happen with his legs, but gets tripped up, and it's going to be a sack for Nate Vasher. And that's going to help him a lot. Definitely a very good pass rushing defensive tackle so far. He's just, again, he's not a great run stopper for us. Dropping down, playing coverage, getting the back of the end zone, and Traquan Smith almost got his toes in for the touchdown. And they might be reviewing this, and they are. They're challenging, actually. I thought he might have actually gotten in. Are his toes in? It looks like they are. That was a crazy catch by Bryan Edwards. And it is going to be a touchdown. All right, 1st and 10 here. I hate to say it, but we are going to try and see if we can get Ramondre more involved. Trying to run it up the middle, and again, not making anyone miss on the first tackle. You know, not breaking through the tackle at all. He's really struggled to beat linebackers and safeties in one-on-ones. Cooper Kupp, though, running the seam, and it's going to be an inaccurate pass from Jake. Can't really fault him too much. He is 13 for 16 so far. But now 3rd and 10 is what we're looking at. We probably don't want to be in play action. Going to go ahead and try to get back into shotgun here. And we got Calvin Austin in right now as well. And he's actually going to be open across the field as long as he can hold on to it. And he does. Getting us down almost to the 50-yard line. But Tyron Smith coming down with another injury. I've seen a couple times where he's been injured the last couple of games. But he's holding his shoulder, it looks like. That's going to be Calvin's first catch of the game for 22 yards. Looks like it could be manned here. And we got Cooper on a short out. But it's going to be inaccurate again. Dislocated shoulder for Tyron Smith. And I got a couple people up on the line of scrimmage. We're going to go ahead and run a little play action here. And, oh, he's right on us. Trayvon Walker just not able to get the hands on Jake Zimmer. But Jake felt the pressure, ended up throwing an incompletion while running to his side. He did have Cooper open on the crossing route. Got to get a 1st down. Let me go ahead and run 4 verts. Looks like it might be man coverage. It is. We got Ramondre, though, underneath. Able to pick up that 1st down. And that's huge for us, actually. Didn't see Ramondre getting open on that halfback route there, but did a great job. That's probably his biggest play of the game. And goes ahead and see if we can get Ramondre running again here, kind of fighting back to the right side of the field. It was for the left. Again, 7 carries for 14 yards is not going to get it done on the ground game. Again, we just, you know, it almost seems like the only way that Ramondre is getting involved, you know, running the ball. Oh, a great pass to Juwan Johnson, back right corner, just a moon ball. Perfect pass from Jake Zimmer. But yeah, again, I think the only way Ramondre is really getting involved is in the read option game when we're running. But a great pass from Jake Zimmer, you know, floating it in over the head of Bobby Wagner. And that touchdown pass to Juwan Johnson makes it 28-7. Again, we need to make a play with Baron Browning here as quickly as possible. Baron not able to get the tackle, but eventually Ryan Neal does. Sending a blitz here. We're going to have Isaiah Simmons coming off the edge. See if we can get him a sack. We're watching the crosser, the slant. Almost gets intercepted by Christian Harris. Playing great coverage on the little route for J.K. Dobbins there. And in an empty set here with 4 wide receivers and a tight end. Dropping back. Underneath, getting the big hit is Christian Harris again there. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now. And, you know, this is 4-down territory regardless of what happens on 3rd down. Sending a blitz again. We got the slant underneath, but Surtain plays it. Can we get outside? And eventually J.K. Dobbins gets to Surtain off his 2nd interception. And this defense is absolutely carrying us right now, forcing 3 turnovers and 2 defensive touchdowns. And Jake is going to go ahead and keep it here because they were playing Ramondre on the play. And Jake is bringing it down to the 26-yard line. A great run. 2 carries now for 40 yards. And I'll be honest, right, the last couple of weeks, Jake has been our entire run game. Ramondre and Cordarrelle have not been getting it done. They've been kind of mostly used as kind of decoys, as Jamison only picks up 1 yard on the jet sweep. I'm going to go ahead and run a power option here, trying to get Ramondre involved continuously. Let me go ahead and hand it off here, and Juszczyk does a good job on the block. Eventually you get taken down at the 20. And again, we used to be a lot more balanced last season. When the run game needed to step up and the passing game wasn't doing much, it did. But this year, we've had a tremendous amount of success passing the football, and we have had almost no success running it. And not a lot has changed in terms of the O-line and the running back. Here, again, running it and not able to do much after the first contact, picking up only 3 yards. And, you know, I'm not sure what that's signaling in the run game, if we need to switch things up. Going back right, picking up a couple more yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now. But it's a possibility we need to make a change at running back. Or, you know, our O-line is pretty good. I'm not sure if we need to make a change at the O-line. Got Ramondre underneath. Going to go ahead and turn around and catch it. Pick up the first down to the 3. And we're just burning time right now. 1st and goal. We got to give Ramondre a chance to go ahead and run this in. Trying to break through and almost gets into the end zone down at the half-yard line. What can we do here? We're going to go ahead and see if we can get Ramondre open on this play. And Ramondre loses yards on the catch. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. It's a very, very good possibility that Jamison could be open on this play. Let's see. That's man, though. Got Colby, and Colby does get taken down at the 4-yard line. We don't need to to go for it on 4th and goal, so we can just go ahead and take this field goal. And again, our defense has been smothering, holding them to 7 points, forcing 3 turnovers, and getting 2 pick sixes. It's going to be a halfback screen, and we're all over it because we're in man coverage. 2nd and 10 now. They're in shotgun again here. Got to watch, of course, for the seam. So we're going to go ahead and sit on Isaiah Simmons here. Drop him back down. Ryan Neal misses the tackle. Surtain, though, is able to get there, and Baron Browning finally takes him down. I think the good thing is we've held them to under 250 total yards. So I think that gives us a shot of still getting an upgrade for Baron Browning. 3rd and 3. 2 minutes remaining. We do need to get a stop here, though. Cannot let them continue to go down the field because they will be over 250. And they're picking up the first here. Oh my God, Tariq, you got to turn around and locate the ball. Michael Pittman is going all the way down, and now the only chance we have is if we can get back on defense at some point and get a stop with Baron Brown and getting a sack or getting a tackle for loss or getting a forced fumble or an interception because, yeah, no, that definitely just was a backbreaker. We had him under 250 yards, but that one got him over 250 significantly. They're going for it on the 2-point conversion. They get it with J.K. Dobbins to make it a 2-possession game with 2 2-point conversions. All right, 31-15. They're going for the onside, of course. They kind of have to. They do have all 3 timeouts left. We pick it up. Oh, Calvin Austin almost fumbles it here. Does get it, though, down at the 45. All right, we're going back to our old school bread and butter, running it right up the middle with Ramondre in I form. This used to work very well for us. And Ramondre picking up only a couple yards. They're going to use their first timeout. Just going to continue to make them burn those timeouts. Going to run it again up the middle. We got a lot of defenders on the outside to the right, so we're going to run it up left. And Ramondre getting tackled by 2 defenders immediately on 3rd and 8. Going to make them use their very last timeout here. Bringing Colby over on the block. It's going to be nice to have Quentin Posey back because he is a better blocker. Oh, and Ramondre almost picks up the first. They're going to use their last time out here. We are going to kick the field goal, though. Or actually, they're telling us to go for it. Let's go for it. On the 36. Let's see. It looks like they're playing zone. So that means that... Oh, they're playing man. Oh, we made a mistake. Oh, Cordarrelle jumped. I thought they were playing zone for sure. That's a mistake by me. Still able to get the pass off, though. That's crazy that Jake Zimmer was able to even get the ball to Cordarrelle in that play. Like underneath. with Eric Stokes. And eventually getting the sack is DeMarcus Lawrence. We do need Baron Browning to make a play. Underneath, getting it to J.K. Dobbins. Eventually Kenneth Murray gets the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now, and they're rushing to the line to call up another play. Watching deep. Surtain is there, but it gets caught by Brian Edwards again. Eventually Isaiah Simmons takes him down at the 10. They have no timeouts remaining, so they're going to rush up here again. Watching deep. They're kind of breaking outside. Underneath, getting the pass off to Michael Pittman before he's down, and it's going to be the end of the game. They do not have enough time with no timeouts remaining, and we do end up winning this game 31-17. Jake Zimmer, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. He kind of cleaned up after last game. Did a great job. Probably one of his better games aside from his couple of 4 touchdown games. Just a really high pass accuracy. Good amount of yards. Russell passing for quite a few yards, but 1 TD to 3 picks is not good. Ramondre getting 15 carries, getting a lot of touches, but only averaging 2.6 yards per carry. That's not going to get it done, especially when Jake Zimmer, off of 2 scrambles or 2 keepers on read options, 2 carries for 40 yards, basically making up all of Ramondre's yards on only 2 rushes. Receiving-wise, Juwan Johnson led the way. 6 catches for 120 yards and a TD. This might be his best game of his career with us. Looking at the other receivers, Jamison with 5 catches for 70 yards. Calvin Austin with 1 catch. Ramondre with 3. Cooper with only 2 catches for 16 yards, but he did end up getting a touchdown on one of the 2 catches. And Cordarrelle and Colby not doing really much either. So primarily it was Juwan Johnson and Jamison getting most of the touches. And defensively, leading the way in tackles with Kenneth Murray Jr., along with Isaiah Simmons. Sacks, a lot of players got sacks here. So DeMarcus Lawrence got 1.5, Nate Vasher with 1, Kenneth Murray Jr. with 1, and then Max Crosby with half of a sack. Patrick Surtain with 2 interceptions, Isaiah Simmons with 1 interception. Forced fumbles, we got none of those. Pass deflections, none. Did we get any tackle for loss with Baron Browning? No. Baron ended up having 5 tackles, 5 assisted tackles, no solo tackles, and those were his only stats for the game. And we did not hold him to under 250 yards, so he did not get his development upgrade, unfortunately. All right, we got a couple of upgrades after the game. Christian Harris getting another upgrade. We're going to upgrade his Field General, just continuing to boost his overall, and I think Field General kind of fits a little bit of everything, boosting his man, his zone, and his block shed. Jake Zimmer getting another upgrade. He is quickly rising in overall, and that makes me think that he must be, I know he's superstar at least, but I think he might actually have X Factor when he finally gets, when we finally get to find out what his development is. And we only have to wait for probably one more game to see what it's going to be. Tariq getting an upgrade again, and we're going to boost Tariq's man coverage a little bit. Again, Tariq has really struggled actually playing in game. He, on paper, he looks, fantastic. He's got everything you could possibly want. His man coverage is a little bit low still. I think we want to continue to boost that up, but he has really struggled in, kind of locating the football and not getting mossed, despite being 6'4" and having 98 speed. Surtain has been an absolute beast for us, and I want to upgrade his zone a little bit. His man is already 90. I think his man's already 99. And getting a couple upgrades to tackle and zone coverage. After that game, I don't even need to look at this. We did not get Baron Browning to star development. After that game, we're going to be 7-2. The Cardinals fall to 4-4. Thank you guys so much for watching. Our next game is going to be against the Vikings because in Week 10 we do have a bye. So right now we're by head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFC North. The next highest team is the Packers at 4-4. But yeah, I look forward to our next game in Week 11 against the Vikings, a division game against a 1-6 or 1-7 team when we play against them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.